Hello, students, parents, faculty, staff, trustees, alumni, and friends of Christian Brothers Academy. It is my pleasure to provide you with an update. This year has been like no other, and all of us at CBA felt as though it was important to reach out at the end of our first semester and provide a state of the school address. This year certainly has had challenges, but I could not be any prouder of our community, of how they have come together, overcome, and made sure that we did it with fidelity to our Lasallian mission. Certainly, each of our individual families have faced their own challenges in their lives. Our faculty and staff balance many different aspects each day. But each day we came together as a community. And this is a time to reflect on all the achievements of the first semester and also keep our eyes pointed forward. We will persevere through this time period. We have shown it throughout this first semester, and we will continue to show it throughout this second semester. So let's take a look at some of the events, accomplishments of the first semester.
In this presentation, I'm going to highlight some achievements throughout the first semester, provide some updates, and also create a vision as we enter the second semester. I will begin with health and safety, and I'll move through the areas of academics, student life, including athletics, clubs and activities, fine arts, and campus ministry, enrollment, finance, institutional advancement, and finally, I will highlight the CBA class of 2021 and some of their already extraordinary accomplishments. We began planning for reopening this past May. We assembled a group of experts from higher education, the medical community, and the legal field. We had representation from all of our constituencies. We had students, parents, alumni, trustees, and of course, faculty, staff, and administrators. We dedicated our time from May through August to make sure that we could tell our community that we gave 100% of our effort to develop the most comprehensive plan possible. We wanted to ensure our community that we had done our absolute best to keep everyone safe, to ensure their continued education, and to ensure their continued growth as individuals. In reviewing our plan, you would see that there are extraordinary daily safety measures that are in place at Christian Brothers Academy. We looked at air quality. We replaced air filters. We purchased air purifiers. We have daily health screenings. We have daily temperature checks, cleaning of classrooms between every single period. There's signage throughout the entire building, on the floors, on the walls, reminding everyone in our community the importance of all of these safety measures. We have worked extremely hard to make sure that we're creating the safest possible community. We implemented optional COVID-19 testing for students, faculty, and staff. Through this optional testing, we were able to identify multiple cases prior to them spreading within our building. Most recently, coming off of a school break, we were able to identify 3 asymptomatic students that were positive for COVID-19. Thankfully, these students recovered. In identifying these students, we were able to get them medical attention, and we're also able to prevent the transmission throughout our building or the possible quarantine of large numbers of students, faculty, or staff. We've redesigned student and teacher schedules to reduce risk of transmission and minimize quarantine numbers. We have looked at every student's schedule and every teacher's schedule to try to minimize the opportunity that COVID-19 would be transmitted in our building, and we've tried to minimize the opportunity that large numbers of students and teachers would have to quarantine. The results of all of this diligence throughout the summer are that people had an extreme confidence in our plan as we re-entered school. In close to the highest numbers in the area, 93% of our students return to hybrid instruction in the fall, with 7% choosing remote education. From the beginning, we've always encouraged families to make the decision that's best for their family. We want to offer a rigorous remote learning program, but also maximize in-person instruction. We want families that have concerns about the health and safety of their child to choose remote education and not worry about the continuation of their child's education. Throughout the entire fall, we had 34 confirmed cases within our CBA population of students, faculty, staff, and coaches. And there's no known cases that were transmitted within the school building. We have remained open to in-person learning all but 3 days, nearly the highest rate in the area. Our 100% remote learning increased to approximately 30% of our student population at the height of the pandemic, but recently, entering the fourth marking period, we have netted more than 40 students who are returning to in-person learning to start the second semester. As we move on to academics, we have worked hard to have a balance between synchronous and asynchronous education. As a school philosophy, we did not believe in 100% synchronous learning. We did not believe that it was in the best interest of our students to Zoom for the entire school day and to be in front of a computer the entire school day. We feel their most appropriate balance is some type of balance between synchronous and asynchronous learning. We believe that students who attend every other day are able to achieve academic success through carefully designed lessons in both of those models. Our Assistant Principal of Academics, Steve Garofo, submitted an outstanding proposal to the NCEA National Conference regarding this balance between synchronous and asynchronous learning. We've offered a rigorous remote learning program. Our teachers have gone above and beyond to offer engaging lessons, engaging videos. We've also maximized in-person learning. Our schedule of every other day, compared to many schools that have done 2 days a week and 1 cleaning day midweek, yields 9 extra days of in-person learning for each of our students. In order to stay open, we started the Brothers in Action program, where we recruited and trained young alumni to assist as substitute teachers. We have tried everything we can to ensure that whether you're choosing remote or hybrid learning, that we are meeting our students' needs. We want to offer rigor infused with grace, to continue to have extremely high standards, and then support our families and our students to meet those challenges. In order to do that, we started the Pass Online program. The Pass Online initiative pairs the 100% totally remote learners with student helpers who are attending classes on campus. PASS stands for Peer Academic Student Support, and it's designed to keep remote learners in the loop with what is occurring in the classroom. If your child is currently learning remotely and you would like them to participate, please email Mr. Garofo for more information and be paired with another student. Another student initiative was the Brothers Tech Support. It's a technology hotline where students have the opportunity to connect with other students to ask questions about platform, software, and technology tools. And we recently completed our midterm exams. We felt as though in this model it was extremely important to gather data regarding student learning. We did not want this year to be about what the teacher has taught, but the most important thing is what the students have learned. Midterm assessments provide that data. Our teachers spent this past week analyzing midterm results and analyzing the topics and learning standards that students still need reinforcement throughout the second semester. This is extremely important assessment data that our students were able to work through and our teachers were able to collect. We are one of the few school districts in all of New York State that were able to offer midterm exams. We're able to offer them because we've given out nearly 200 Chromebooks to our families to support the technology needs in their home. We provided Wi-Fi hotspots to families that need them. and we have everybody up and running with internet and remote learning. Recently, you may have seen the announcement that College Board has now canceled the SAT-2 exams. We have been positioned very well for this transition. Most likely, the College Board will re-emphasize some of their alternate examinations, such as AP exams. The College Board will now dedicate more resources to emphasize the AP exams. We've positioned ourselves extremely well for this transition. We offer the most AP courses in Central New York with 31, and the average student takes 4 AP courses during their time at CBA. Our AP testing, this past year, 241 students took an AP exam. There were over 500 exams that were administered, and 80% of our students scored a 3 or higher, with 87 students being named AP scholars. Truly exceptional results. As another measure, we look at ACT scores and how CBA measures to New York State and national averages. Our students and teachers work extremely hard to make sure that our academic rigor continues during this time period. In Mrs. Webster's religion class, she was able to have Father Greg Boyle present to her students. Father Greg was recently a commencement speaker at Lemoyne College, and he is the founder of Homeboy Industries, the largest gang intervention, rehabilitation, and reentry program in the world. In PE classes, they've worked hard to maintain social distancing by also reducing any shared equipment. In music class, we reached out to one of our distinguished alumni, Mr. Bob Halligan Jr., CBA class of 1971. Bob is an extraordinarily talented musician and teacher at Syracuse University. Bob did an outstanding job with our students and continues to work with them throughout the school year. A few weeks ago, Mr. Robato put together an outstanding video about the Christmas star. Earlier in the school year, one of our trustees and former CBA parent, Kathy Weiss, volunteered her time to assist in our former library. Our former library is the place where our 7th graders were able to attend school every day to begin the school year. Our former library fits about 50 students and was taken up for the first few months of the school year with 7th graders who are new to CBA. Many of them continue with that format. In athletics, we were still able to offer athletics to 200 students throughout the fall. We had some outstanding achievements. Caitlin Kersey in soccer, Mike McMahon in cross country, Joe Nicholson in golf, Benito Velasquez in soccer, and Giselle Velasquez in tennis all were named All-CNY in their respective sports. Currently, our bowling team is off to a terrific start. Eliana Ochino has 3 consecutive 600 series to start the season, and Michael Steele bowled a 226 high game. Even though they couldn't play this fall, our football team still came together as a community to provide service throughout Central New York. Our clubs and activities have continued. CBA Model United Nations had competitions throughout the fall. This is a picture of Finn Doyle, who won Distinguished Delegate Award in the UN Department of Political Affairs. Freshman Rozzy Marshall and Michael Ciano represented CBA as finalists in international academic competitions. Rozzy qualified for the International Academic B and the International History B. Michael qualified for the National Science B. And our students in our club, LaSallian Youth and Junior High LaSallian and National Honor Society, made Christmas and Hanukkah cards for Operation Holiday Salute. Many other clubs and activities continued as well. Most recently, we held the Shakespeare competition, where the winner was Emily Edick. In addition, Maya Geis and Pat Klugman organized successful blood drives for the American Red Cross. In the fine arts, in the most recent Scholastic Art Competition, there were nearly 2,000 individual works that were judged and 61 portfolios that were judged. we had many students who received recognition during this competition. In addition, the CBA Music Department hosted winter concerts. They also created a website where these concerts can be viewed, and the link is at the bottom of your screen. In campus ministry, we continued with service projects, with over 200 sandwiches being made earlier in the school year, with a Christmas drive for the Northside CYO and the Emmaus Ministry. And we continue to celebrate Masses as a school community. Transitioning now to enrollment. We are very blessed and very fortunate that our enrollment continues to be very strong. We typically try to accept anywhere from 100 to 150 students at each grade level. Each year we make sure that we only admit highly qualified students to CBA. Our overall school enrollment, we think of max capacity being at 750, averaging 125 students per grade level. This year we are at 767 students. This is even more remarkable considering the current context. Over the past 20 years, Catholic elementary school enrollment in Central New York has dropped by over 40%. Of the 96 schools in Section 3, between the years 98 and 2018, there was a drop by 31% in the number of high school age students. Out of all of those schools, 96 of them, there are in Section 3, only 9 have grown in enrollment during that time period. CBA is one of those 9. During that same time period, where Catholic elementary schools have decreased enrollment by 40%, and high school age students have decreased by 31% in Central New York, during that same time period, CBA's enrollment has grown by 12%. One of the reasons why is because of some outstanding achievements and some outstanding outcomes. The CBA graduating class of 2018 had 60% of our students receive scholarships to the college or university they chose to attend. The average amount of those scholarships was over $115,000. This is merit money based upon their achievements at Christian Brothers Academy, in addition to any financial aid. We are beginning to welcome the CBA class of 2027. We are very, very excited that recently we admitted 95 students for the CBA class of 2027. Congratulations to all of these students. This was the early decision time period for this class. The regular decision will open on February 1st, and the deadline to apply for regular decision is March 18th. This year, in a change from the past, we decided in the summertime to transition to 2 different admission timelines. Early decision that finished in the winter, and then regular decision that will finish March 18th. We are very excited to welcome those 95 truly exceptional candidates. If you are interested, or you have family members or friends who are interested, please make sure that they apply early in February, that they attend one of the events that are listed below, because we have few spots remaining to get to our class of somewhere between 100 and 125. So congratulations to those students, and we look forward to having you at Christian Brothers Academy in the fall. You'll see a list of many upcoming events that we'll have for our regular decision process and the timeline that you can follow if you're interested as well. In the area of finance and institutional advancement, there are incredible odds that we face this year. There were incredible challenges that the team led by Patty Callahan faced. In New York State averages over $25,000 to educate each student. This year our CBA tuition is just over $11,000. But the true cost to educate each student at CBA is over $13,000. So there's a gap of approximately a total dollar amount of $1.5 million between what CBA tuition is and the true cost to educate each student at CBA. So how is this gap filled? And it's filled through 3 things: the Corvette raffle, the fund for CBA, which is known as the annual fund, and the LaSallian dinner auction. In comparing our tuition, CBA was ranked as one of the top 10 private high schools in upstate New York. The other 9 high schools' average yearly tuition was $24,000. We were the lowest tuition of any of the top 10 private high schools in all of upstate New York. CBA is a tremendous sacrifice for our families financially, but we work hard to manage our tuition increases each year to right around the Consumer Price Index, and we also supplement our tuition with financial aid, over $1.3 million each year. So our finance and institutional advancement teams work very hard to make up that gap between tuition and the true cost to attend CBA. And how are we doing this year? The Corvette raffle. Unfortunately, we were not able to go to the New York State Fair and display the Corvette. We were not able to display the Corvette at the mall. We were also not able to bring the Corvette to any classic car shows. But amazingly, our net revenue this year surpassed our budget by over $10,000, and our net revenue after all expenses was over $160,000. Congratulations to everyone for all of their outstanding work. Anne-Marie Mosey was very, very creative in how she approached the raffle this year and did a tremendous job. Congratulations as well. We had many people that stepped up. We had alumni that came in that helped us late in the raffle. We had many people that stepped up to help the school. Our parents this year set a record with nearly $50,000 in ticket sales. Thank you to all of our parents for truly making a difference in making up that gap. The fund for CBA this year. This past year, we received 839 gifts for just over $325,000. Our goal this year is to raise $384,000 in the fund for CBA. As of January 27th, we are more than halfway there. We have 460 gifts for $216,000. Compared to the same time frame last year, this is 133 more gifts and $20,000 more. We have a lot of work to do to get to our goal of $384,000, but it has been a tremendous start during this first semester. So thank you to everyone who's already contributed to the fund for CBA, and thank you for considering supporting it during the second half of the year. And finally, our upcoming event, our LaSallian Dinner Auction, is the last piece that makes up that gap between what tuition is and the true cost to educate each student. So please get involved with the LaSallian Dinner Auction and help support Christian Brothers Academy. Many of you have already stepped up. Through different ways, you've supported the school. You supported the school through volunteering, or through the annual fund, or through the Corvette raffle. Each dollar that you contribute makes a significant difference in the lives of our students. So thank you for everyone that supported the school throughout the first semester. Now to the CBA class of 2021. Already, we've received early decision notifications from many outstanding schools. Of these schools, so many of them have an extremely low acceptance rate. Pitzer College in California only accepts 13% of its applicants. There are outstanding scholarships. I recently highlighted one of our seniors, Abby Kimbapatty, who was selected as a 2021 Cameron Impact Scholar. This is a 4-year scholarship for full tuition. It's a merit-based scholarship to be applied to the college of her choice. Truly an outstanding accomplishment. Only 15 students across the entire United States were selected this past year. In athletics, we had 4 student athletes commit to play Division I athletics. Chris Adornato at Fairfield, Braxton Bowler at Johns Hopkins, Bella Roberson at Villanova, Benito Velasquez at Colgate. Congratulations to those students. There's some amazing achievements in this class. Recently, Syracuse.com ran an article citing Colgate University seeing applications soar by more than 100%, setting a new record. Over 17,000 students applied for decision at Colgate. Out of all of those students and the record-setting numbers for Colgate, we had 3 members of the CBA class of 2021 who were accepted. Congratulations to those students. This is just one example of the many accomplishments of this class that is a phenomenal group of young people that are receiving some outstanding news regarding college acceptances. Earlier in the year, we recognized 7 students who were Nationally Merit Commended students. Rachel Farella, Abby Greenfield, Michael Haybauer, Tom Holmick, Abby Kimmapatty, Rena Steele, and Darian Tompkins all were National Merit Commended students. Our standardized test scores fall in the top 15% of all high schools in the entire country. Congratulations to the members of the CBA class of 2021 for all that they are achieving and all that they will achieve throughout the second semester.
As I mentioned, we just completed midterm exam week, and students demonstrated all that they've learned throughout the first semester. While this is true, I might argue that the most important thing that they learned in the first semester is how to persevere. How to persevere with faith, with commitment to community, and to understand that God will never leave us during this journey. We would not be at the place we're at as a school community without the commitment of our students, the flexibility of our parents, the enormous work of our faculty, staff, and administrative team, and the support of our trustees, alumni, and friends of the school. We are blessed with many things to be proud of throughout this first semester. And I sincerely thank all of you for all that you did to help us persevere. God bless all of you, and thank you for all that you do for Christian Brothers Academy. St. John Baptist de La Salle, pray for us. Live Jesus in our hearts forever.